I talk about how intelligence history does have this dark component where people's human rights were violated.
The dark side of intelligence.
Genocide was committed. People were mass murdered, and you're aware of that history, being Israeli and Jewish yourself. I don't have to recap it, and I hope this world never forgets it, though. And so I do talk about it and say, look, the action component, the application is independent of the facts, and you can apply facts for good, you can apply facts for evil, you can apply facts to exploit other people, you can apply facts to serve them and help them. And I try in the last couple chapters of the book create a framework based in the facts that would lead to a humane world where human rights are highly valued for every single person.
I want to give you my conclusion regarding the intelligence. Please. And the best and the dark side of it. And I think and I want to hear your brutally honest opinion. I think that when God was evacuated from the equation, so we cannot say that every man are created equal, because all men are created equal just before God, because men are not equal. When Thomas Jefferson wrote it, he knew for sure that not all men are created equal. He was a very, very gifted man. But the notion behind it is that no matter how gifted, how smart, how rich you are all equal before God. And when God was put out of the equation by Nietzsche and Darwin, so we said, by the way, just a second, not all men are created equal. And the eugenic movement which was a secular movement, said he is much more equal, he worth more and he worth less, and then etc., etc. And the liberals now, since they don't believe in God anymore, they must say that all men are created equal, and therefore IQ tests are biased, because if all men are created equal, how come the black score 15 points below average or below the white? If we just accept that it doesn't matter, it's not equal, you are equal before God, before the infinity. And I think that this is what makes the secular liberals very hard to digest the idea of intelligence, because if there is no God and they are not equal, so we know what that road led us to in the 20th century. So I would like to hear again your brutally honest opinion about my conclusion of this endeavor.
If I can get personal, because you've brought in your personal ethics and religious beliefs, if I may do the same and give you the first start off with saying I do agree.
Let's finish here. Thank you. No, I'm kidding.
But let me tell you why. I come from the Judeo-Christian tradition, and I am a devout Latter-day Saint. And just like in the Jewish tradition, yes, the equality is an equal worth. In my church, we talk about every human being a son or daughter of God. And just like how I love all of my 4 children, God loves all of us, regardless of who we are, where our situation is. I like to use the term the infinite. And so when I see people try to equate worth with an IQ score or with anything else like that, I find that very repulsive because of my religious adherence. And so you're right, we are equal before deity. We are of equal worth. And in the book, I use the framework of talking about in the context of human rights, because it's a scientific book. It should have a secular framework. But what I'm really thinking when I was typing human rights is value in the eyes of deity and in the eyes of God. And if you can look at your fellow human beings like that, the idea of exploiting them, or as my country did in the past, sterilizing them against their will, let alone genocide, becomes incredibly repulsive. That being said, I also agree with you that that just because we are all equal in worth and in receiving love from deity, that does not mean we are the same. And that one of the things that we have to do here on this earth is learn to have compassion for people who are very different from us. And it's not easy. And so if you have that perspective, then the existence of individual or group differences can sometimes be bothersome, but it's just part of what you are morally responsible to accept and to love. And so that's my perspective. Being equal in the eyes of deity doesn't make us the same.